Look out there. Out there is the perfect lap. You see it?
I think so.
Most people can't.
All right, Super Dave Raines here for Super Dave Raines and the Big Show. We are here on North American premiere night for Ford v Ferrari. We are at Regal Cinema, United Artists, Carnival Center 9 and IMAX. And I'm joined by a very special guest, Bob Bisgard, who happens to own a Shelby Cobra, the same color that Matt Damon was driving, who plays Carroll Shelby in the movie. So, Bob, out of 5 Shelby Cobras, what do you give Ford v Ferrari?
Oh, I give it a full 5 Cobras. That it's one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Dustin James from Generally Nerdy.
I was surprised by this movie, and I'm totally going 4.9. Easy 4.9.
All right, awesome. Well, I'm going to give it 5 of Bob's Shelby Cobra. This is the best movie I've seen all year. It is the best racing movie I've seen. You'll get my written review tomorrow on Super Dave Raines and the Big Show Facebook page. But I tell you what, Matt Damon was awesome as Carroll Shelby, but Christian Bale as Ken Miles stole the show. He was fantastic.
Yes.
So definitely go check
get
out Ford v Ferrari. It's the best movie I've seen all year, the best racing movie I've seen all year. So that is our lightning reaction, and we'll get into extended time now. We're just gonna keep talking.
We're gonna keep talking.
We're gonna ask you some questions. Yeah. So Bob, I mean, this was a really emotional movie for me. I'm a race fan. We talked earlier. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. Originally, I've been to 4 Indianapolis 500s. Earlier, we had another show over at Mercedes-Benz of Denver. I'm a big Lewis Hamilton fan, who is a 6-time Formula One champion. Tell me about the emotion that you felt watching this movie, owning a Shelby Cobra.
Well, it was, kind of brought everything home because I've been living this dream ever since '63 when I rode in one of Carroll Shelby's 289, just like the one that Matt Damon was driving in the movie. And so it's been a dream ever since to own one of those. And so come 2012, I bought a kit and built one.
That's awesome. Yeah, your son-in-law, Fred, was showing me a few pictures, and it's a beautiful car. It's unbelievable. I'm so happy for you to live that dream. Hopefully one day I'll live the dream and own a Aston Martin Superleggera DBS. So actually, I know a lot of people don't know, but Carroll Shelby won Le Mans driving an Aston Martin. And he could no longer drive because his heart condition. But wow, just to be in that time, you have to kind of really think about it for a younger generation, because race cars were not as safe back then. Okay. And Le Mans, a lot of people may not know this about Le Mans. I think was it 55 that had the big accident? Was it 55 that they had the accident where?
I don't know that year, about that accident.
Okay. Well, I think in 1955 at Le Mans there was an accident and a lot of people died. So the racing program everybody kind of really stopped, except for Ford played by the rules. Everybody else kind of continued with their program. So this story is about Ford beating Ferrari. And folks, I'm going to tell you, as a car guy, Carroll Shelby and Enzo Ferrari are 2 of the greatest car constructors of all time. And I have to give a little bit of nod to Enzo, because Enzo, Henry Ford II came for money. Enzo Ferrari had nothing. And, he started out in racing in 23 and then 1923. He was the head guy of racing at Alfa Romeo, and then 39 he started Ferrari. the greatest hand-built car company in the history of car constructing. But this is more than a racing movie, and can you kind of explain how that is?
Well, so many of the movies that we see today seem to get lost in the special effects and the mechanics of the movie. This was about the people, and that's the most interesting part of this history. And they tried to stay very close to real history as I understand it. And so that was the beauty of the movie. It was about some very, very interesting and talented people from back when I was in my early 20s.
Right, absolutely.
So
Dustin.
along those lines, when I'm watching a movie, because I do see a lot of that stuff, and I do kind of analyze those elements of the cinematography and the special effects and all that jazz. Did you notice the special effects shots in this movie? Because I felt like they were blended in there very, very well. Did you?
I didn't notice them at all.
No, you didn't see any?
I felt like we were on the racetrack.
No, for sure, very, very much.
And it was, that was the beauty of it, is when you don't notice the special
Right.
effects, that's when it's really a good movie.
Absolutely. A lot of those tracking shots as we're following on the speedway, a lot of those shots were actually done in a computer, especially when he was crossing the finish line there towards the end. Not when he was by himself, but when he set that lap record. Okay. That whole shot where we're following that Ford, number one, that whole shot was done on a computer.
Wow.
That's the quality of the movie, is that they were worried about those special effects shots, but so much so that you don't have to see them when you're watching the movie. It doesn't remove you from the movie, and that was expertly done.
Yeah, I thought, the cinematography, first of all, the story is unbelievable. It's based on a true story. The acting is just fantastic. I'm gonna agree with you, Bob. It felt like old-fashioned movie making, and that's why I love this movie so much. It felt very real to me, and very believable. But man, Christian Bale, holy smoke!
Great.
Wow.
Well, I mean, Matt Damon was great.
Yeah,
but
they were
Christian
both.
Bale was.
Well, everybody was really good in their parts, and they really captured the atmosphere of racing at that time.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
There were a lot of those shots where when we were inside the car, where, like, if you're watching Fast and Furious, or if you're watching any other car movie from the last 20 years, even longer, like, it's all right, maybe they sped this footage up, maybe, there's a lot of elements about that don't feel authentic. This movie, I legitimately felt so immersed in this. Like, it was like you were in the seat next to the driver. It was incredible.
It was.
Amazing.
It was very intense. My hat's off to I think it was James Mangold that made this movie.
Yes.
He did a fabulous job. I know Rush is the other racing movie, and it's very, very good. I think it's about F1. But I love this movie, man. I could go see it again.
Sure.
I just really got lost in it. But
that's not the Sylvester Stallone one, is it?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
No.
I was like,
I don't think so at all. But, wow. But, Bob.
The one you're referring to was a true story, too.
Yeah, it's a true story. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Bob, I want to thank you so much for coming on Super Dave Raines and the Big Show here at Regal Cinema, United Artists, Colorado Center 9 and IMAX in beautiful Denver, Colorado. It's a pleasure to have met you. I hope to see you here in the cinema throughout. We're about 2 weeks from Turkey Day.
Yeah, right.
So hopefully we'll see you back again for a few more movies. What's next? What do you want to see next through the end of the year?
Oh, we're looking forward to this one right
Star
here.
Wars.
Star Wars.
The big backdrop.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I tell you what, if you subscribe to Big Show Entertainment Network, our YouTube channel, you'll be in the drawing because I'm going to give away 2 tickets to IMAX for opening night. It'll be the 6 p.m. show for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. And then, since I'm such a generous guy, I'm going to give away 3 FX lightsabers on North American premiere night for Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. And we'll have a bunch of special guests. Comic book Nate Kowalski's going to be here. Reading Reagan's going to be here. And folks, if you feel the Force like I feel the Force, you want to be right here December the 19th with myself and Dustin James and Chase Sexton, and we're going to have a really good time.
It's going to be a big deal.
It's going to be a really big deal. So, yeah, definitely come join us. Come join us for Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah, and bring the whole family. They're fantastic.
Yes.
So,
Thanks,
you,
Bob.
sir. Thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, that's it for Bob Bisgard, for Dustin James. I'm Super Dave Rains, and until next time, on the love.